Have you ever wondered why some people are better at saving money than others, or why some people can't resist spending money? It's a question that has intrigued psychologists, economists, and even you and me. But the answer lies not in our wallets, but in our minds. We call this the psychology of money. The psychology of money is a fascinating field of study that explores how our behaviors, decisions, and attitudes towards money are influenced by our psychological makeup. It's a realm where our emotions, thoughts, and perceptions play pivotal roles in the way we interact with money. You see, each of us has a unique relationship with money, shaped by factors such as our upbringing, experiences, and societal norms. Some of us view money as a means to an end, while others see it as an end in itself. Some of us are savers, meticulously planning for the future, while others are spenders, living in the moment and enjoying what money can buy right now. This spectrum of attitudes and behaviors is what makes the psychology of money a rich and complex subject. It's not just about how much money we have, but how we think about it, how we use it, and how it makes us feel. In the coming minutes, we'll delve into this captivating subject, unraveling the psychological factors that shape our financial decisions. We'll explore why some people can save effortlessly, while others struggle to resist the allure of spending. We'll dissect the emotional triggers that drive our financial behaviors, and we'll look at how our perceptions of wealth and success can influence our monetary decisions. To bring these concepts to life, we'll be sharing real-life case studies, illustrating how our psychological makeup can impact our financial well-being. These stories will shed light on the often overlooked yet powerful influence of psychology on our financial choices. As we delve deeper into the psychology of money, we'll uncover the fascinating ways our minds and money intertwine. So buckle up and let's embark on this intriguing journey into the world of money psychology. Let's take a look at two individuals. One is a diligent saver, the other a compulsive spender. What psychological factors could be at play here? Meet John and Mary. John is a diligent saver. He keeps a meticulous record of his spending, invests wisely, and always seems to have a nest egg tucked away for a rainy day. Mary, on the other hand, is a compulsive spender. She buys on impulse, rarely keeps track of her expenses, and often finds herself in debt. Now, let's delve into the psychological factors that might be influencing these behaviors. For John, his saving habit could be attributed to a strong sense of self-control. This is a psychological trait that allows him to resist the temptation of immediate satisfaction in favor of a larger reward in the future. This concept is known as delayed gratification. On the contrary, Mary's spending habit could be linked to impulsivity, a trait characterized by a tendency to act on a whim without considering the consequences. This impulsivity often leads to immediate satisfaction, but can also result in long-term financial instability. But there's another factor at play here, one that is often overlooked: the perception of money. John views money as a tool for security and stability, which motivates him to save. Mary, however, sees money as a means to immediate pleasure and satisfaction, which fuels her spending. It's important to note that neither mindset is inherently right or wrong. They are simply different ways of relating to money, shaped by individual experiences, values, and psychological traits. But by understanding these psychological underpinnings, we can begin to identify and modify our own financial behaviors. So, next time you find yourself about to make a financial decision, take a moment to consider: are you acting out of self-control or impulsivity? Are you seeking immediate satisfaction, or are you willing to wait for a larger reward? How do you perceive money, and how might that perception be influencing your financial habits? Understanding the psychological underpinnings of these behaviors can help us make more informed financial decisions. Money can't buy happiness, or can it? This age-old question has a psychological answer. Let's dive into the intriguing case study of a lottery winner to understand this better. Picture this: a regular Joe working a 9-to-5 job suddenly finds himself with an enormous fortune overnight. He's ecstatic, dreams of luxury vacations and swanky cars pop up in his mind. But does this sudden wealth equate to constant happiness? Psychology has an interesting take on this. The concept that comes into play here is hedonic adaptation. It's a fancy term that essentially means our levels of happiness adjust back to our baseline after a significant, positive, or negative event. So, after the initial euphoria of winning the lottery dies down, our lottery winner might find his happiness levels returning to what they were before he became a millionaire. You might wonder, how can that be? The luxury, the freedom, the endless possibilities that money brings, surely they must contribute to a happier life. But as studies suggest, our minds are remarkably adaptable. We quickly get used to changes, even dramatic ones. Hence, the fancy cars, the sprawling mansions, the extravagant vacations all become the new normal for our lottery winner. This isn't to say that he becomes unhappy. No, it just means that the heightened sense of joy he experienced upon winning the lottery begins to fade. The new luxuries in his life stop contributing as much to his happiness. This is hedonic adaptation at work. So, what's the paradox here? Well, it's the fact that while money can buy material comforts and momentary joy, it doesn't necessarily buy long-term happiness. The more we have, the more we want. And the more we get, the quicker we adapt, hence reducing the overall impact on our happiness. Money, as it turns out, does not equate to happiness, a psychological phenomenon that continues to baffle us. Fear of spiders, heights, or darkness are well-known phobias. But did you know there's a phobia related to money too? Yes, you heard it right. It's called chromatophobia, an irrational fear of money. This isn't about being scared of losing money or not having enough of it. It's a real, deep-seated fear of money itself. Just like arachnophobia is the fear of spiders, chromatophobia is the fear of cash and coins, the fear of financial transactions, or even the fear of thinking about money. Let's consider the case of John, a successful entrepreneur who, despite his financial success, suffered from chromatophobia. He had a fear of physically handling money, a fear that extended to the point where he found it almost impossible to engage in any financial transactions. Even the thought of money caused him to feel immense anxiety and stress. This fear was so intense that it affected John's daily life. He had to rely on others to handle his finances, which, as you can imagine, created a whole host of other problems. John's story is not uncommon. Chromatophobia can significantly affect one's life and financial decisions. It can lead to avoidance behaviors, such as evading financial responsibilities, delaying or avoiding financial decisions, or even refusing promotions or opportunities that could lead to more money. The question that arises is, where does this fear come from? Well, it's often rooted in past experiences. Maybe a traumatic event associated with money, or perhaps a learned behavior from childhood. Understanding these roots is key to addressing the fear. So, what can be done to cope with chromatophobia? It's important to understand that it's a real psychological condition and not something to be dismissed or laughed at. Cognitive behavioral therapy and exposure therapy are proven methods to help individuals overcome this fear. As we wrap up our discussion, let's revisit the main points about the psychology of money. We dove deep into the fascinating world of money psychology, starting with a psychological perspective. We learned that our relationship with money is largely shaped by our mental processes, beliefs, and emotions. Money isn't just a physical entity. It's a powerful psychological tool that can influence our behavior and decision-making processes. Following that, we explored the tale of two mindsets, the saving mindset and the spending mindset. These mindsets, often formed in childhood, can significantly influence our financial behaviors in adulthood. While the saving mindset focuses on long-term financial security, the spending mindset is more about instant gratification. Neither mindset is inherently good or bad, but understanding them can help us strike a balance between saving and spending. Then, we moved on to the paradox of money and happiness. Money can buy happiness to an extent, but only up to a point. After reaching a certain income level, additional money doesn't necessarily lead to more happiness. This is because happiness is more than just material wealth. It's also about experiences, relationships, and personal growth. We also discussed a real phobia, chromatophobia, or the fear of money. This fear can manifest in different ways, such as avoiding dealing with money matters or excessive worrying about financial security. Recognizing and addressing this fear can be a stepping stone towards healthier money habits. In conclusion, the psychology of money is a complex and multifaceted field. It influences our saving and spending behaviors, our perception of happiness, and even our fears. By understanding these psychological aspects, we can better navigate our financial journey and make more informed decisions. Remember, understanding the psychology of money can empower us to make better financial decisions and lead a more fulfilling life.